Bring up on the scale, Ian Machado Garry, official weight class 71. And his opponent. We go, ladies and gentlemen, for the Welterweight Championship of the world. Introducing the challenger, the former undisputed lightweight champ, Ian Makhachev. Official weight 170 for the challenger. And his opponent, the reigning, defending, undisputed welterweight champion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the challenger, the great Ian Makhachev. Islam, you had one of the most spectacular reigns as a lightweight champion of all time. Now you are moving up to welterweight. Give us your thoughts as a fighter and what tomorrow night means to you.
One day to my dream, to biggest fight in my life. I'm ready. Thank you all. See you tomorrow, inshallah.
Good luck to you, sir. The challenger, ladies and gentlemen.
With only 2 days remaining until Ian Makhachev and Ian Machado Garry meet at UFC 330, anticipation has reached its highest point. Every training session has been completed, every prediction is being carefully examined, and every statement from the fighters is carrying more significance than ever.
All right, come on, Savannah. 3, 2, 1, face off. Face forward, please, guys. Perfect.
Thanks, boys. Thank you, guys. All right, good. We're moving. Good. Go, Ethan.
The biggest question heading into the fight is whether Ian Garry can disrupt Ian Makhachev's rhythm with his movement and distance management, or if the reigning champion will impose his relentless pressure and grappling before Garry can establish his own game.
Renato Moicano, Dustin Poirier. As much as Dustin Poirier is a legend of the sport, they're not as dangerous as the guys I've just mentioned. Not only that, every single one of them is bigger, longer. Javkat was 18-0 and 18 finishes when I fought. Carlos Prates had an 11-fight win streak by knockout when I fought him. When I step into this octagon against Ian Makhachev, I'm going to prove to the world why Ian.
Surprised that he's the two best guys in welterweight division, and I think it's a tough fight. But again, we're talking about Ian Makhachev. He's getting a little bit older now, but he's still in his prime. Seeing multiple guys say how strong he is. Once he gets older guys, they don't seem to be able to escape. I can't think at any point that Islam is going to lose. Ian Makhachev.
Analysts believe this matchup is far more complex than many people realize, involving striking, wrestling, clinch exchanges, timing, cardio, composure, and adaptability. While face-offs and body language often attract attention, experienced observers agree that they reveal confidence rather than determine the outcome of the fight.
Tension in this arena is palpable. We are here with the top lightweight contender Ian Makhachev. 10 straight wins have put you in position to challenge for the title. Your thoughts on what fight might play out here tomorrow night?
Abu Dhabi, give some love. We gotta do this tomorrow night, inshallah.
There he is, folks. Congratulations, wish you all the best. Ian Makhachev.
I'll talk to him, I'll dance in his face, I'll do whatever I want, because the truth is, when we get locked into that cage one day, he's never going to be able to deal with me. But the truth is, I have a target on my back. I have the ability to stand here and shoot shots at anyone I want, because this is my job, and they have the opportunity in return. So for me, when you attack people in my circle when they don't deserve it, that's out of line.
And look,
Islam Makhachev enters the contest as one of the most complete mixed martial artists in the world. His ability to seamlessly combine striking, pressure, clinch work, and elite wrestling makes him one of the most difficult fighters to prepare for.
For every aspect of this fight. Now, the striking, Ian Garry, what are the obvious things? Very tall, the tallest opponent that Islam has ever faced to date.
Yeah.
Habib and Islam also said that he's very hard to hit because he moves a lot. You know, he tends to run, and Islam said the only thing in camp that I really haven't enjoyed is having to chase fighters down, because we're preparing specifically for Ian and how much he uses the cage and kind of disengages and only really re-engages on his own terms.
Right.
But Islam's also a great striker in his own right. I think because his grappling's so good, he doesn't get a lot of credit for being a really good striker, and he actually is a very good striker. So let's start there. You know, it's going to be open stance mostly, left-handed for Islam, going to be fighting out of southpaw. Ian fights orthodox, so we're going to have an open stance likely for the majority of the fight, which I know you love to break those down.
Yes.
So what do you...
I'm the best fighter in the world. That's why I have to show who I am this Saturday night. And I will show you, inshallah.
Once he closes the distance, he can control opponents through positional dominance and relentless grappling, forcing them to fight at a pace that favors him. Although he is widely recognized for his wrestling,
Fight believing Ian Garry is going to beat Islam, because it's starting to feel that way. Just a little more and a little more. Charles Oliveira, just to throw a name at you, a guy that knows everybody, has the right to an opinion. He said Ian Garry's going to win. That's interesting. Ian Garry is a stand-up fighter from Ireland who idolizes Conor McGregor. So now we know everything we need to know about Ian Garry. He's a sharpshooter. He's going to use his hands. He's going to use his kicks. He can't do any jiu-jitsu. But then somewhere along the way, he started training with Damian Maia. And it was an interesting coincidence because he ended up on bottom against MVP with his back taken, but was never in trouble. So then we're going to go, okay, great. You had problems grappling with this guy, MVP, who's not a grappler. You got real big problems now because you're going to fight Rachmanov, who's going to expose everything that you don't know. And it turned out that punching and kicking Irish kid had spent some time in the wrestling room, right? I mean, he just looked better than we knew that he was.
many believe his striking remains underrated because his grappling often overshadows it. His disciplined approach, sharp kicks, effective jab, and intelligent movement continue to improve with every fight, making him a dangerous threat both on the feet and on the ground. Ian Machado Garry, however, presents a unique challenge. His height, reach, footwork, and ability to control distance allow him to keep opponents uncomfortable from long range. Garry excels at forcing fighters to chase him, making them reset repeatedly while searching for opportunities to close the gap. His striking remains his biggest weapon, but his recent improvements in grappling have also impressed many observers, proving that he is no longer just a stand-up specialist. If Garry can successfully defend takedowns, punish Islam's entries, and maintain the fight at kicking and punching range, he has the potential to make this a far more competitive contest than many expect. Cardio and patience could ultimately determine the outcome. Wrestling exchanges consume energy differently than striking battles, meaning the fighter who manages his gas tank more efficiently could have a significant advantage in the championship rounds. Emotional composure is equally important, as a single mistake can completely change the momentum of a fight. Garry carries the pressure of attempting one of the biggest upsets in recent UFC history, while Makhachev aims to further strengthen his reputation as one of the sport's greatest champions. Most analysts agree that both fighters possess realistic paths to victory, but those paths are very different. Garry's ideal performance involves maintaining distance, avoiding prolonged grappling exchanges, and forcing Islam to work harder than usual just to enter striking range. Makhachev's preferred approach is to pressure Garry, cut off the cage, establish clinch control, and use his wrestling to dictate every phase of the contest. As UFC 330 approaches, predictions continue to pour in, but the reality remains uncertain. Once the cage door closes, preparation, timing, adaptability, and execution, not opinions, will decide who leaves with the victory. Another important factor in this matchup is how quickly both fighters can adapt once the fight begins. Game plans often look perfect before the opening bell, but elite fighters are separated by their ability to make adjustments under pressure. If Islam Makhachev finds success with early takedowns and cage control, he can gradually wear Ian Garry down and limit his movement as the rounds progress. However, if Garry consistently escapes dangerous positions, lands clean strikes at range, and forces Islam to repeatedly chase him, the momentum could begin to shift in his favor. Every exchange, every defensive reaction, and every tactical adjustment will matter in a contest where small details may decide the outcome. With both men entering the octagon fully prepared and confident in their abilities, UFC 330 promises to deliver a fascinating battle between two world-class competitors, where strategy, discipline, and execution will ultimately determine who has their hand raised at the end of the night. No matter which side you're supporting, one thing is certain: UFC 330 is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing fights of the year. Or can Ian Machado Garry pull off the biggest upset of his career? We'll find out when these two elite competitors finally step into the octagon. Let us know your prediction in the comments below. Who do you think wins and how? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe to Fight Prime, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the latest UFC news, fight breakdowns, predictions, and post-fight analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.